bloviating nonsense pertaining to the economy or what Trump may or may not be doing. No one ever goes after the war machine. No one ever tries to target the extrajudicial authorities of the executive branch and their unilateral authority to declare war. There's never been a war declared since World War II, and you're not going to do anything about it. No one will.
Tim Pool obliterates this woke congressman who tried to file articles of impeachment against President Donald Trump on the Piers Morgan Uncensored show. And it's absolutely brutal. In this fiery exchange, Tim Pool exposes the left's hypocrisy, calling out the lies, the double standards, and the political theater behind the impeachment stunt. While the congressman scrambles to justify his actions, Tim Pool stays laser-focused, tearing through the excuses with cold, hard facts. Let's get into this clip, guys.
All of these supposedly liminal cases are actually nothing of the sort. There has been no constitutional crisis. This congressman seems to think that having bad polling numbers is an impeachable offense, is somehow a high crime and misdemeanor. It is utterly laughable, and it's because the Democrats have no agenda. Donald Trump is running to the left of them on economics and to the left of them on fighting wars and being anti-war and trying to get us out of different things and trying to settle wars, and he is a social moderate. He's not even a conservative. There is not a single value that the Democrats hold that they are not willing to immediately abandon if Donald Trump starts to defend it. It was the Democrats who thought that we had to control the border to protect working class wages, and now all you see is Democrats out there demanding free trade and demanding more access to China. You see Democrats literally sharing Chinese propaganda because it's against Trump. They have chosen China over their own working class voters. And Congressman, I'm sorry, but the UAW and the Teamsters have both endorsed the tariffs. You're in a lot of trouble in Michigan.
Yeah, well, look, auto factories are being closed. Auto workers are losing jobs. Look, the unconstitutional things. This president tried to the pump and dump scheme. Remember the memes that he profited from? Personally profited from. Remember that the freedom of speech, the lawyers who had fought against him, he intimidated those, and then.
But what about but Congressman, what about the sustained lawfare that was waged against Trump by the left? And by the way, one of the most self-harming acts of lawfare ever waged, because all it did was make Trump more popular and ended up getting him re-elected. So it was cretinously stupid to do it, but there can be no doubt that the left conspired collectively to try and take Trump down, put him in prison. You had people shooting him, literally trying to kill him. And all of this led to Trump being in the White House. The Democrats have got their own backyard to clean up first before they start issuing any kind of, well, you know, isn't this all terrible? When the way you treated Trump, many would argue, was despicable. Let me bring in Tim.
I have a favor to ask of this congressman, and excuse me, I hope Jen joins me in this. Congressman, will you file articles of impeachment against Barack Obama for the extrajudicial assassination of Abdulrahman al-Awlaki?
I was not a member of Congress then. I am now. I have seen,
and we can convict him and put him in prison if you want to file those.
I have seen the unconstitutional, illegal activities of Donald Trump. And those are the ones that I am holding him responsible for.
Nobody cared when Obama murdered American citizens, especially a 16-year-old kid who is not a target.
Obama is not the president right now. Is Donald Trump is the president. Is the people are hurting. He is the one who is grabbing power. He is the one who's taking power away from Congress. And the funds that Congress has appropriated, he is not releasing those funds. He's putting a hold on that. He's the one that illegally put a Doge and a unelected, unconfirmed Elon Musk in charge of it. He's the one who threw out that reporter from AP, from White House, trampling on freedom of speech of the press.
You're right. I should get permanent access to the White House. Otherwise, my free speech is being violated. So I'm going to go to the White House right now and insist that I'm much more well-known than that reporter is. So it's a clear violation of 1A if they don't give me a pass, right?
Well, he's used his power, his position, to intimidate media. He has used that to intimidate
So is
law
Obama.
firms.
This is ridiculous. When Anwar al-Awlaki was assassinated, an extrajudicial assassination, and his 16-year-old son by Obama, the Democrats defended this and they said he should have had a better father. No one cared. Nobody cared. I know Jen cared. I know he's talked about it. I'm mad about it too. So now when you come out and you say Trump's going to be impeached because he's doing things that are unpopular, I'm personally offended.
It's not unpopular. It's illegal.
Murdered
Illegal and
Americans. No one did
unconstitutional.
anything.
Honestly, guys, I thought it was a joke at first when I heard this story, but after actually listening to this guy speak, he just sounds like a complete puppet. He's reiterating the same tired talking points, repeating the same narrative, word for word, like a script or a broken record. Like, really? Donald Trump intimidating the media? Where's that energy from the last 9 years of non-stop fake stories? Same smear campaigns and outright lies pushed against Trump for no legitimate reason. And I'm just not buying an absolute word with what this guy is saying. It's just laughable that he even tried to file articles of impeachment, and I just think it's a joke. And Tim Pool nailed it. He exposed the double standards perfectly. Meanwhile, the same people screaming about Donald Trump have stayed silent while figures like Obama, Hillary Clinton, and others on the left got away with things that would have buried anyone else. Smuggling, lies, corruption, no consequences. But Donald Trump walks in the White House and suddenly the system panics. That alone tells you everything you need to know. And if you guys like this type of content, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. It would help me out a lot and it would mean a lot to me. And let's get back to this clip, guys.
And you could right now file those impeachment articles. We could get a criminal hearing and a conviction of Barack Obama for the murder of a 16-year-old. The 16-year-old Abdulrahman al-Awlaki was not a combatant. He was at a civilian restaurant in a country we are not at war with. And why won't anyone do anything about it? I'll throw a cherry on top. When Donald Trump in his first term, when he first gets elected, he ordered a commando raid in Yemen, which reportedly killed a 7-year-old American girl as well. We don't have the same evidence on that one. I want that criminally investigated as well. How about you pursue those cases? But you know what? You won't, because when it comes to bloviating nonsense pertaining to the economy or what Trump may or may not be doing, no one ever goes after the war machine. No one ever tries to target the extrajudicial authorities of the executive branch and their unilateral authority to declare war. There's never been a war declared since World War II, and you're not going to do anything about it. No one will.
Look, this president has personally gained through the meme coins. This president has personally gained through the deal that he forced and intimidated.
Well, do you believe? Okay, but let me ask you then, Congressman. Do you believe that Joe Biden personally gained from what his son was up to in Ukraine, working for energy companies for which he had zero experience? And he's now given backdated pardons to all his family to protect any proper legitimate legal investigations of what they may or may not have been doing with countries like Ukraine and China, when there's a widespread belief they're all putting money in their pockets.
Yeah, guys, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. And Tim Pool and Piers Morgan laid it out plain as day. The corruption on the left is right in front of us, and nobody wants to lift a finger at all. And why? Because they're all tied into the same broken system. Like Tim Pool said, no one dares to speak out against the war machine or call out the disastrous things our government has been involved in and things the left used to be against. Remember when the left was anti-war? Now they've gone so far off the deep end with woke politics that they've completely lost their identity. And just because Donald Trump takes a stand against war, they feel like they have to oppose him on everything, no matter what it is. That's not politics. That's cult evil thinking. And I mean, listening to this congressman for the first time, it's just embarrassing. He sounds like a programmed mouthpiece, just repeating the script with zero critical thought. And anyways, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. What do you think of Tim Pool calling out this leftist puppet? Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next topic.